Hi everyone, today I thought I would do some of this page from the Botanical Mandalas by Dominika Stoppa. It's quite a nice page. Some of them are a little more detailed than others. Like that one's got quite a lot going on. So, and there's birds and different things. So I thought I would choose this one. It's a little bit simpler. I'm just in the mood for something simple, I guess. And I'll do a little bit of the of this bit because it repeats, so we don't need to do the whole thing. I was rather attracted to this large flower in the centre, which I thought would be fun to do. Now I'm going to be using my Castle Arts pencils. I haven't even got them out. My 72 set. So there's quite a few here to choose from. Now I decided already that I wanted to do this centre flower in the red. I don't know why, that's just what I wanted to do. So I'm going to grab the Venetian Red to start with. This is slightly paler red, and I'm going to sort of do the whole flower in a light red, and then we'll add some darker red to it after. Now I did think this reminded me of an Australian flower, but I can't remember what it's called. When I was little, well, my dad has a sister who lives in Australia, and when I was little she gifted my mother a tea towel which had Australian flowers on, and I'm sure there was one that looked a bit like this, and but the only one I remember the name of was the bottle brush, which is such a fun flower. Have a look it up if you don't know what it is, because it is red and spiky, and it really does look like a bottle brush. It's absolutely fab. But when I went to Australia, I didn't visit in the spring. I actually visited in the winter because I had to go in holidays because I was at college. No, I just finished school. I think I was about to go to university. No, I had finished, that's right. I was about to go to university, but I'd been working for a year. That's right. And so I had to go in holidays, we went for 6 weeks, I think. So I had to go during time when I was on holiday. So I had to go in the winter, Scarlet Red, because in our summer, I'm going to do it a little darker at the bottom here and at the tip and at the edges of this particular one, and then just fade it into that lighter colour like that. Now for these, I'm only going to do it darker where it overlaps and at the top and bottom. Yes, so it was our summer and obviously the winter in Australia, and so we didn't see the wildflowers, which much to my aunt's disappointment, but it was a good temperature for me. We were in Perth, so we were in Western Australia, and I think it rained most days, which I'm very used to. Coming from the UK, we get a lot of rain, and it was the temperature was good. I had to buy a little light jacket because it got a little chillier than I had expected, but yeah, I had a great time. It was a long time ago. But yeah, it was nice meeting family there that I'd never met before, because my aunt emigrated out excuse me, before I was born, so I hadn't met my cousins before. She had visited the UK, but they hadn't, so that was fun. I got to meet my cousins and other people out there as well. I think there's some other family members that we went to meet too. We did some Christmas in July things, and just visited a lot of different places around that area, with it all within the Perth area. We didn't go to any other states, so we stayed in Western Australia. Apparently, I was told that the cities on the other side are just cities, so they weren't that exciting, but it was never part of our plan to visit those. It was really a seeing relatives and seeing the area that they live type trip, which was fun. We took my gran with us, She'd already been to Australia a few times. She didn't fly for the first time until she was about 80. It's amazing. Right, the centre of the flower, we can see we've got lots of seeds in there. What I'm going to do is I want a lightish brown. Just looking, the light browns are a little bit sparse in this set. I'm going to grab a cinnamon and do all of this centre in cinnamon. I want it to look quite dark-ish. I mean, I don't want it to look dark brown. This is the shade. I want intensity in here. Okay, particularly near the bottom. Might just extend that all over. Yeah. And then where the seeds are, I'm going to draw them back in a minute with a pen. Oh, I put it somewhere else. Yeah, I'm going to use my yellow Posca pen to draw in all these seeds, and hopefully it will show up. You can add more in if you want. You don't have to just go with what Dominika has drawn. It's up to you. Now Dominika is running a drawing class at the moment online. I'm not sure, I'm trying to think, it may have finished. But anyway, I think she's going to do a series of different online classes on her YouTube page, which is called Creativity for Wellbeing. And so that's rather nice. So if you want to do some drawing, you can follow along with her class. The leaves, I'm just looking while I'm talking. I'm going to start with a Castle Green Deep. And I'm going to be quite careful to make sure I don't smudge the yellow pen. Yes, so she's running a class, so you can follow along and colour along and learn to draw flowers in her sort of style. If you look carefully at what she draws, you can see it's not overly complicated, which means that, and nor are her tutorials, which means that you can, you know, follow along pretty well even if you're a beginner, which I think is rather nice. I haven't actually attempted to do that myself. I'm not a fan of drawing, to be honest, so it just wasn't appealing to me. But if you like drawing, then, you know, go for it, really. I think that's a little bit that's too dark. Those colours look a little bit bright. I'm going to try this leaf green light to see whether it can tone it down. With regards to the amount of blue in this green, it's a bit too bluey. So I want this sort of yellowy green over the top to sort of, because I don't think a bluey green goes particularly well with red. Now the red flower here isn't massively vibrant. You could make it more vibrant if you wanted, by just adding more layers of red. I'm quite happy with it being a little bit more muted, but it depends what you are looking for. So there is our leaves. There are our leaves, I should say. Now I've got two keys here and here, and I've decided to keep these really simple. I do a lot of the keys on these pages in golds, like this. But I decided for these I might do them in silver. It's a lot simpler for me, and I'll show you. I'm just going to use the cool grey. We don't have a lot of greys in this set, and what I'm going to do is just try to make it look silvery by leaving some white bits. So you want quite an intense grey in some areas, fading to light, and the contrast between the light and dark is what really highlights your shine. Now we have got a circle here, so I'm just going to go around the edge, and here I'm going to fade it down so we've got a bit of a lighter bit in the centre. Now here we've got these sort of twisty bits, and I'm going to use the angle and colour and leave a bit in the middle. So it looks like we've got a bit of shine on each of the twists. And because we're only using one pencil, it makes it quite quick. For this one, I'm going to fade it towards the middle like that, and then these are sort of twisty bits again. I think I'll do them on the inside and outside, so all the way along the inside I'll do a little bit of colouring. Ignore that bit, it's part of this, like that, and then a bit on the top, trying to move my hand so you can see. I think those white gaps are a bit too big here, just to make them a little smaller. Just bring in from both sides a little bit more colour. Well, grey. Is grey a colour? Yeah, of course it is. So there's one key, very straightforward, and the other key similarly, dark each side, and I think it will be dark there, a bit dark here. I'm wondering what to do with this stem. I think we'll do it dark to light like that, leave a bit in the middle, it's easier. Now we've got a cross piece here, so we can shadow each side and fade down towards a bit of shine there. We can do that bit darker, put a bit of shine there. I'm just guessing, I'm not really planning this, and hoping that it just looks like a shiny key. Right, we have got a couple of elements left. We've got leaves, whatever that is, and berries. Now I want it all to sort of tie in together, so I'm going to do my berries in orange. I'm going to use this colour. This is a terracotta though, so it's not a real orange, it's a browny orange. I think it will work better with the red. Just do a circle around the outside and then less layers towards the middle, so you've got the centre is really pale. And it gives a little bit of shape to our berry. This one's a bit awkward because the key's in our way, but we can do it. Now I'm thinking about the stem of the berries while I'm doing this. I could do them in this same colour, or I could do them in a sort of green. What I have noticed though about while I'm doing this is the centre of our flower, where I put the yellow bits, it doesn't show up. Our background colour is too pale, so the yellow dots don't just disappear. So I'm thinking I might do a darker brown. And there's two choices there. You could leave it as it is if you like it. You could do a darker brown or black inside the flower and then go back over with the yellow to make it stand out. I'm thinking about stems as well. I'm going to do this in this colour. Or you could I've chosen this colour not just because I'm lazy, I am lazy, but because we've got a green right here. Yes. Or you could do put some black dots on it to make it stand out more, like these have got black dots on. So have a think about what you would do, and I shall show you what I'm going to do in a minute. Green. Now I am going to use some different shades. So I'm going to use this Terre Verde, which is a sort of grey-green, for these. I'm only going to show you one of the leaves. I tend to do these in the same way, but I think they work quite well with this method. So really lots of colour down here, intense, and fade it towards the centre, and the same here. So lots on the tip and fade it towards the centre. It might look a bit too grey, and it looks shiny. Okay, it looks quite grey, doesn't it? I think that's okay. Grey, green, and do the same for all of them. So that's really straightforward. I'm not going to show you all of them. This gets a bit boring. I have just realised though that we didn't do on this key that bit or that bit. I would say just do a little bit on each end, like that. This leaf next, because I know that's going to be green. What shall I pick? I think I shall pick, yes, the chrome green. I'm just going to sharpen. And I'm going to use this for the stem. Show you chrome green. To start with, it's quite a dark green. I want it to look a little bit different to the other greens. And I shall pick this leaf to do. So I'm going to do dark at the bottom, lots of layers, less as we go up, so it fades. Really gentle towards the tip. Okay, and then I'm going to use this green. This is the Cadmium Green to finish it off. So I'm going to start the tip and work my way back down the leaf. It's a nice colour, I like this shade of green. And you can see the dark, it's a bit darker down here. So that's how I'm doing those. We have these. Now I'm not sure whether to do that as a leaf or a berry or a flower or a bud. What should we do? What should we do? I think we'll do it as a leaf. I'm going to grab the hooker's green to do the stem. This hooker's green is not anything like the polychromos hooker's green is quite bluey, whereas this one isn't. It's quite interesting. I think I'm going to choose to do this one for you so that you can see my plan. Very similar to the other leaf, so more colour at the bottom, just less as we go up, fade it up like that. And then what should we put on top? I think this one might work. This is the Castle Green Light, and we'll pop that over like that. Now lastly we have, we could do a background. And I quite fancy doing a background on this one, but there's a lot of background to do. I think a blue would work really well, and then I would do these stars and dots in bright yellow in the Posca. So I will probably use the Cerulean blue light and do the background. I'll show you a bit so you can just see what sort of colour it is. Yeah. You don't have to go around these because it's going to be going over them in the Posca pen, and we'll just cover it anyway. But I just happen to be doing so because of habit. So there is the background, and and I'm going to redo the centre of this. So I'm actually going to use the darkest brown, which is the burnt umber. Now when you colour over the top of Posca, which is what I'm going to be doing, sometimes it remains, but normally it chips off. So we'll see what happens. It's actually, the pencil is just colouring over the top. You can colour over Posca pen, which is quite interesting, I think. So this isn't quite as dark as I had hoped. It's still not going to show up that yellow pen that well. So I'm going to layer it up quite a bit. It's because we've got those lighter layers underneath. Now when you do the other ones, you'll need to layer your colours up in the same way and in the same order. Don't put the yellow Posca pen on because that won't matter. Or else your colour won't look the same. So if I colour this without any layers underneath, I'll just show you on my pad. See how dark it is? It's darker. So it would look weird if these are darker. So you'll have to layer up, put the cinnamon underneath and then this one on top. But I quite like it like that. Now I'm going to try putting the Posca on and you can decide what you think. I can't see the dots anymore because there's too many layers of colour, so I've just got to guess. I think that looks a lot better. But you could put some black dots in there as well if you want to. So I think that's all elements covered. Oh, I'll show you. See, with the star, I like to go over the black bit as well. This pen is not very well shaken up, and I think that might be why it didn't stand out so well. There we go. But I like to leave a little bit of the black because it helps it to stand out. You can see it better than just having it just yellow. So there we go. So there is our the different elements from this page. I will obviously go away and finish it at some point. I'm hoping I will finish it, at least a quarter of it, so that I can show you a photo of it, part of it done. You know, it would be ideal to finish all of it. I probably could actually, I probably will. So I'll try and share a picture with you at the end. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Do drop a little like if you enjoyed it. If you've got any ideas for future videos that you'd like to see me do, drop me a comment. It's always nice to do something that I know you really want. I have got a big variety of books now, so there's lots to do. But if there's a particular thing you want demonstrated, I'll do my best. Might not be able to do it, but I'll try. So that's all good, and just have a lovely day and happy colouring.